Today in this video, I'm gonna explain to you how to actually have money in 2025. If you're watching this video in 2025, you need to ask yourself a serious question. If you're only making like 2K, 3K a month, somewhere in these ranges, and you're over the age, let's say, of at least 21, you have to ask yourself, what the fuck have you been doing the last few years? So as it currently stands, Trump, literally the president of the United States, he's launched the meme coins. He made billions and billions of dollars within a day. There's convicts, literal convicts, that are driving Bugattis. There's children who are worth multiple millions of dollars. In time that I'm recording this video, somewhere over there, I'm in Panama right now, somewhere over there, I think Speed is visiting the country currently, and he's worth, according to his own words, anywhere between 10 to 100 million dollars. While you are sitting here making 1, 2, 3, 4K a month. Now, I'm not gonna do the usual insult. I'm not gonna do it in this video. I'm not gonna say that you're a retard. I'm not gonna say you're a dummy. I'm not gonna say that you fucked up your life. I'm not gonna say these things, okay? But what I will ask you is, why don't you feel this crazy urgency to improve your life? That's literally the first thing you need to ask yourself if you want to have money. Everything in life is mindset, and that's literally the first step. Ask yourself, why is it that we're living these crazy times? One day, if you turn out to be a dad or a mom, who knows, for all the females watching this video, what are you gonna tell your children when they ask you, Mom, Dad, what did you do during the craziest times of life where anyone could get rich? And you're just gonna be like, yo, I did nothing. Now, luckily, I'm making this video so I can tell you how you can change that, how you can have more money. Obviously, I'm qualified to say that because I have money compared to the average guy. I'm living in this beautiful Panama high-rise condo. You can see the ocean behind me. I travel fucking all year long, different places. I live in nice hotels. I board private jets. I have a nice watch, nice Rolex. This jacket alone costs 3K. So I'm in a position to tell you how I did it. I'm just gonna tell you what I did basically to end up in this position. So first is the mindset. I really wanna hammer this home. The number one thing is this mindset in your brain. Even to this day, every time I wake up, I'm like, why am I not worth 100 million? I ask myself the question. I'm like, all I want is just like a Bugatti sitting in my driveway. I want to live in a huge ass mansion, just have like multiple Richard Milles and Audemars Piguets and multiple Rolexes worth over like 2, 3 million. Like, that's all I'm asking for. Why don't I have that? And I normalize it in my brain, and then I get mad. And then I'm like, I get this urgency, almost like this stress response. And that is the only way, guys, that you'll be able to push yourself, if you develop the stress response in your brain. Because that's gonna make it that you're not comfortable being wherever you wanna be. And that's why I talk so much about having people around you that are super fucking successful. And now I'm gonna have guys who are like, oh, my friends, I have friends that are just normal. I don't have to have friends who are successful. Money's not everything. Well, if money's not everything to you, just be poor. I didn't tell you what to do. I'm just saying, if you actually wanted money, you would need people around you like that, because the magic is this. If you have people around you and all they talk about is money, all they speak about is how can I make more money? Bro, I literally have friends. They'll hit me up. They're like, yo, bro, I just bought a new Ferrari SF90. Literally. I know people in my immediate circle. They'll be like, yeah, just the last few months I made 5M. Literally. What do you think that does to your brain if you hear that around you? You're gonna have FOMO, fear of missing out, so you'll work harder. So number one step is become uncomfortable. And then number two step is surround yourself by people that force you to be uncomfortable. And just watching all these guys on social media, this is gonna do it, because you're just gonna brush it off. But as soon as you have people in your immediate circle pulling numbers like this, doing things that are unimaginable to you, that's when you're gonna develop the real stress response. And once you have the real stress response, that's when you're actually gonna push for more in life. Every time, before you actually make a lot of money, it has to be preceded by this actual stress response in your brain. Once you have determined the stress response, or you have created a stress response, you need income. Second step is have income. So how do you have income in 2025? We have AI, we have crypto, which I'm gonna talk about. We have personal brands, we have social media, we have content creation. So I'm gonna give you my personal recommendation on what I believe, what is the best moneymaker right now in 2025. The best money-making sector, if you wanna go from zero to like 10K a month, 20K a month, 100K a month, is you need to build a personal brand, or you need to help someone else who has a personal brand better monetize X personal brand. So for example, how do I do it? I have a personal brand on YouTube. I have a personal brand on Instagram, for example. But I also help other people create their personal brand and monetize. So if you haven't known yet, I have an agency, a marketing agency that helps OnlyFans girls make more money online. At this point, I'm not pushing my own personal brand, but I'm creating a personal brand for them. I'm posting it on their IG, Reddit, whatever, doing the marketing for them, and then I get a percentage. Another business that I have is I have a chatting business. So here I help other agencies that help manage models. I help them manage and monetize the fans that come into the account by employing chatters on their account that chat with the fans who have great psychological abilities, and they're able to make sales with the existing fans that come in, because that's how you make most of the money. So as you can see, I'm profiting in multiple ways when it comes to personal brand. And personal brand is always centered around social media nowadays. If you want to make money nowadays, you need to become an expert at social media, because in social media, you can get the leads, you can actually like drive marketing, and then you can also find clients to work with, which kind of goes into the leads. And then you can help monetize that by creating funnels, by making sure that you have products to sell, etc. And that's the best way in 2025 on how to make money. So let's say, for example, you did the deal I said, and you had someone you're working with. Boom, you get 30%, you drive a bunch of sales, you make your first 10K a month. Or let's say that's not an actual client, let's say, or an influencer, but it's an OF model. You do the same deal, you get 30, 40, 50%, whatever. You do the marketing, you do the monetizing, you get a percentage, boom, now you make money. So you're seeing the pattern here. Either you're building your own personal brand, you're helping someone else scale their personal brand, or you're helping someone else monetize their existing personal brand through various means. That is literally the best way how you can make money, because in this way, you're actually helping someone else make money. And it's always easier to make money if you're helping someone else make money, because then you're gonna keep the client. He's not gonna go anywhere. Where the fuck is gonna go? You're literally making him money. Obviously, I have a coaching on how I make all my riches. I'm gonna put into the description if you wanna text me on how to launch a marketing agency for F models. And I can help you make over 100K a month. I've literally helped people make 100, 200, 300K a month, become millionaires, literally. So once you have the income step, let's say you're making at least 10K profit a month. The second step is to move to a country where you don't spend in US dollars, but you're spending in a weak currency. Now let me explain how that works. Actually, here in Panama, you still spend in US dollars, but everything is still way cheaper, so the same thing kind of applies. But I'm gonna explain my journey, for example, of how I went to Mexico. So I started making a lot of money, started making like 10K a month, blah, blah. Then I moved to Mexico, and now everything was like way fucking cheaper. My spending reduced dramatically. And what does that allow me? That now allows me to invest back into my business, or to invest back into myself. Why the fuck would I make 10K a month, stay in Austria, or in any European country where the taxes are 30, 40, 50%, have them take 50% of my money, and then the cost of living is super high. The country is not even that safe, and expect to get ahead. How does that fucking make sense? The first thing that I did once I started making money was I said, bye-bye, see you later. Came here to Panama, and made sure that I had a good setup where I don't pay taxes legally, by the way. Because paying taxes it's for fucking idiots. If you're gonna be paying tax at least pay tax in a way where your country protects you, where you're safe, where the roads aren't completely shit. So I'm not gonna do that, okay? And now there's multiple countries do that. The countries I recommend to go after you start making 10K a month are the following countries. You can go to Mexico, you can go to Panama, you can go to Dubai, you could go to Thailand, Argentina. Nice, safe, beautiful Latinas. And by the way, if someone says Colombia, I don't recommend Colombia because I've been to Colombia and honestly, it's just full with dots, actual hookers. It's unsafe. Almost every one of my friends that has gone to Colombia has gotten robbed at some point. So I don't recommend Colombia, okay? Now you go to these countries and now your spending is gonna drop by a fifth, literally, if not even more. If you're spending, let's say, 5K in one country per month on your living expenses and then you move to Thailand, you could probably just spend 1K a month. If you're gonna be spending 3K in Thailand on your personal life, you would literally live like a king. You could have a huge apartment, you could have a chef that's gonna prepare all the food for you so that you don't have to do that. That's what I did. If you have friends that you can move in, business partners, even better. That's what I did too. You're basically living for free now. That would be impossible in a first world country. Added plus, females in these countries are usually way more feminine. You're not gonna be dealing with westernized women. You're gonna be dealing with Latinas. If you're into Asians, I'm not into Asians, by the way. I don't understand people with yellow fever. What the fuck? I don't understand it. Like, you be smashing at the girls making a noise like, like what the fuck? Like, how the fuck are you even gonna, like, why do you guys do that shit? I'm not into that. I'm into big booty, big titties. I'm not into like fucking just clipboard. I'm not into that, okay? So, that's the third thing you're gonna do. So first, like I said, become uncomfortable. Second, create an income. And then third, you're gonna move to a country with a weaker currency. Now, fourth step. That's where just basic discipline comes in. Honestly, most of you guys are gonna fail at this point anyway already because most of you guys are retards. That's why most people aren't rich, because most guys are stupid. What I'm gonna say might even bore you. Who knows? But I made this rule for myself and it's helped me tremendously, which is I only spend 20% of my income. I tell everyone that most guys actually do not want to be rich. Let me tell you why. Let's say you start making 10K a month. And let's say you actually do what I told you to do. You move to a weak currency, now you're getting pussy. Now you have a chef, now you have a penthouse, now you're living with your bros. Life is amazing, right? You're spending like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9K. You're spending all your money now because you live like a boss. You try to buy Dior jacket like me. You try to buy all this bullshit. You're traveling all the time. You're spending all your money. Like, what more would you want? Literally, think about it. You have everything you wanted. You have big booty Latinas. You have squeaking Asians. Like, everything's nice, right? But that's where the fucking problem is. You get comfortable now. You're spending all your money like a fucking retard. You think you're living on top of the world. You think everything is cool. And that's where you will fail. That's the trap. Because if you actually want to succeed, you can't spend all your fucking income, guys. You need to set yourself an actual budget. Now, what I put myself at is 20%. I think 20% is reasonable. Max maybe 30. So let's say you make 10K a month. You can spend 2 to 3K a month on personal expenses. Nothing more. What that is gonna do is that's gonna make you or have you stay hungry. Because you're like, I have all this money, but I can't spend it, or I'm putting it into investments. We're gonna talk about what to do with the money. Put it into investments, etc. And I could be making more money, or I wanna buy more new things. So the only option you have now is you need to make even more money so that your budget raises. If you really wanna be a boss and live like the way I just described, you would have to make how much? 20%? You would have to make 50K a month. Profit, not revenue. Profit into your bank. That is the only time you're allowed to actually spend 10K a month. So that's gonna allow you to still stay disciplined. Let's say you wanted to buy a Rolex like me, 25K, iced out, bought in Dubai. Now you would need 25K, like I said, 20% of that. You would have needed to make like a little bit above 100K. So you need to actually work hard every month, 10K, 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 10K. And that's even like, you're gonna have other personal expenses. So maybe you'll have to work really for a year and focus. And then you can spend 25 grand on a Rolex. You will not have lost all your money. You will still have a bunch of money to do what I'm gonna tell you to do now, which is what's gonna actually make you a shit ton of money later. So remember this. Don't spend all your money. Don't be a fucking retard. Don't think you live like the king now. If you're making 10K a month, that's great. Spend 2-3K of that for personal expenses. That's it. Now the rest of the money, you're gonna take 80% or 70% what you make, and you're gonna put it into Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. And you're just gonna wait. That's it. That's the shit. Now, let's say the last 4 or 5 years you would have done exactly what I told you. You're making 10K a month, which is the bare minimum, by the way. That's like nothing anyway. What's even the point of it? You want to be making like 10x, 20x, right? So your goal should be as high as possible. But let's say you're making 10K a month profit. You live exactly the way I told you. You're living like a boss somewhere in Thailand or in Panama, spending 2-3K a month. The last 4 years. Then let's say you had 8K left every single month. That's around, what, close to 100K that you would have saved every single year. You would have put that into Bitcoin, ETH, or Solana. You would have waited until this moment right now where we're about to have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. You would have around at least between 200 to 400K. You have that in crypto, you have that in Bitcoin. That whole shit 5X's, now you're a millionaire. Done. That is literally how to make money in 2025, guys. You understand? Be uncomfortable, create an income to have at least 10K a month, go to a country that is in a weaker currency, spend only 20% of what you have, put the rest into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, make a 3 or 5X, and actually have millions. Done. It's really not that complicated. For the top 10, 20% of these guys watching this video who are actual G's, that is the blueprint on how to actually be rich in your 20s.